Yo, what's going on, good people around the world, from Cherokee County and London to the Bay? Big Matt, I am back after the college selection show. Guys, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Yes, we do.
Today, what about Coach Prime?
Yeah, Colorado. I'm excited for him.
Bowl games to talk about, and high school state championship breakdown games, Dean.
And the next thing, does lightning strike twice in the same place? Or does it?
Come back and find out with us right here on Matt and Todd Show, baby. All right, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good day. Dean, we got show number 168 in the house cooking.
168. Man, let me correct something. I meant to say lightning doesn't strike in the same place twice. Or does it?
It could.
Yeah.
We're going to get around to that. That's for sure. So let's see what we got going on the polls here. We got a few people on cooking right here.
168, huh?
168, man. What about that? Let's just say, let's talk about Coach Prime first. I'll get that on the board.
All right. Yeah, I'm happy for him.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
Him going to talk to players?
Yeah, it looked good.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
I did hear some negativity, not about him, but just, it was like, you may want to second guess taking that. But then the other guy said, well, he's going to bring some players with him.
Yeah, that's...
That'll
yeah.
help.
Well, I'll share the video. He says, I'm coming. I'm bringing coaches with me. I'm coming. I got some other players with me. I'm coming. And if you want to go ahead and jump in the transfer portal and go ahead and get out of here because you feel threatened by what we're going to do around here, I'm coming.
Yeah, he was very matter of fact,
I'm going to take care of this game. They got their title game against North Central or...
Yeah, I don't know. Is it North Central Arkansas?
I shared it on the page a while ago. So he was just letting everybody know I'm going back to Jackson. They play December the whatever, and he's coming back, and he's gonna make sure that all his players are coming with him, and his son is
definitely going.
Shrade.
What about?
He's gonna come back, and he's gonna be there. He's going to be the quarterback. So, going through the video and watching him go through the utilities and seeing the setup and the medical areas and the training, the food areas.
North Carolina Central.
I knew it was I want to say North Carolina State, but I thought, no, that's not right. So, he's going to take care of that game.
Well, he needs to. I mean, I like that. I like his commitment to staying with them through the... a lot of times coaches won't do that.
Well, and he went and sat down with his old players at Jackson State, sat down and said, wanted y'all to know from me, you either move up or you get fired. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the way it is in this coaching world. You move up or you get fired.
Right.
So I'm moving up.
Yeah,
before I get fired.
I don't think
they'd have fired
him. But surely they understand,
Well,
move to a Power 5 conference.
Look what he done for him.
Yeah.
And he took a lot of his own money. And I remember seeing the first videos when he came there and redid the field and those kids. And he brought in the number one, player in the nation.
I wonder
Travis
if he's
Hunter.
going. Is he going with them?
They can't actually say. But write this down. Everybody listening, write it down. Tomorrow, the transfer portal opens.
That'll be fun.
Keep your eyes on our Twitter page. I'll be over there probably on and off a lot for the day because that's where it goes down.
Yeah.
It's on Twitter. The kids say so-and-so transfer portal. 24/7 sports.
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye on them. Bama, Tennessee. You're going to see kids jump. Alabama's already got 5.
Did they already got 5?
They already got 5 jumping out.
Trey Sanders.
Yeah.
I know Trey Sanders.
And one of the receivers.
And I saw where a quarterback was leaving somewhere. Not Alabama. But it was who was Card from Texas. Ewers back up.
And
they played against Alabama, actually, because Ewers went out.
What about think one of Georgia's quarterbacks. I think one of them's leaving too.
I would think so. I mean, 'cause from what they say, they can all play. You know, it might be the guy from
Georgia's got one coming.
Vandergrift. I don't know if it's him. But.
Now Benton said there's another one there that's good.
Oh yeah,
that's coming.
Yeah, they're loaded. I mean, they've got that Gunnar Stockton and
I like him a lot.
Vandergrift. I mean, I would figure one of them would move on.
Yes,
but I don't think Milrow will move on.
No, we'll go ahead and get into while we're kind of talking about high school. Cedartown, we kind of keep up with Cedartown, Rockmart, Calhoun, Adairsville, Rome, yeah. And Cedartown will be playing Benedictine Friday at 2:30 Alabama time. I think I got something worked out. I might be able to go.
You may be able to go with Bun.
Yeah, no, he ain't going.
He's not going. Okay.
Benton's gonna go.
Benton's gonna go. Yeah, go with Benton.
I could
be good.
We could be at Chattooga at 11.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only an hour and a half drive down there.
Right.
And tickets to buy them on Go Fans, $20. So it's a
bad.
little bit higher than Alabama.
They were the only ones around out of those we named. Now, a lot of them went wrong, but they got beat. Cartersville got beat. Calhoun had gotten beat the week before in Rockmart. But,
we'll see.
First time in 20 years.
Cedartown.
21 years.
Coach Kelly.
Kelly.
His dad.
Yeah.
This is some of their, they know the kids. I mean, they've been gone a little while. But
yeah.
And they play. If you watch Cedartown play and you watch Cherokee County play, there's some.
Yes, some similarities.
Well, they just play tough.
Yeah.
They play hard. They want to run the football. They want to control that clock, and they're going to play defense.
They spread it around too. I was looking today. They got a 1,200-yard rusher, a 900-yard rusher, a 700-yard rusher, 2 500s. I mean, so they don't just give it to one guy. I mean, I'm not. Sometimes you have to do that at smaller schools, but obviously they don't. They spread the wealth.
Yeah, and congrats, too. To I know it's not what they wanted as the end goal. Talked to a few of the coaches and just said, hey, we've had a good year. I think this staff, Dean, is just cutting its teeth to start. Mm-hmm. I mean, Coach Henderson and them just came, and
right.
Coach Turner's been there a little while. Brad's been there, and Mike's, of course, been there.
Kelly's fourth year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Chandler's is back new. He runs the defense, and Coach Henderson, just his second year there, I think, with football. I mean,
he's the coordinator, right?
Yeah.
Defensive coordinator.
Yeah, and
they had a good year, great year.
Yeah.
And I thought, at times in that game, I felt like they could have, they were making Andalusia sweat a little bit.
They did. And Andalusia they're a 5A powerhouse school, and they're usually scoring. Pretty much, it was kind of 14-7. If you just had to watch the game, pretty much a lot of the game. Mm-hmm.
It was.
Center come up and tied it, and we thought, we knew they was going to come up there and play hard. And they made them work and they had a later score. So
right. It's 21-7, and then
I think most computers and other coaches that I talked to felt like Andalusia was a two-touchdown team. And, no, I don't think nobody's mad. From the word you're buzzing in the stadium from media, everybody was like, I don't
think I heard anybody say, we should have beat that much.
No, I mean, other media that don't know Center as much.
Right.
That don't know Cherokee County, because Andalusia's been around. Hadn't won it in 45 years, but Coach, he's Taylor. Mm-hmm. He's been coaching a long time.
Trent Taylor.
Yeah, and I think everybody kind of felt like Cherokee County kind of stood up to him. You could see, like that kid in the playground that stood up to the bully. Mm-hmm. Now, he didn't win the fight. He come out with 2 black eyes. He's got a chipped tooth, but he's still standing. He's at the end. He's kind of wobbling. Rocky won, Rocky loses, but he's still hanging in there. That's kind of the way, they held him to kind of fewer points than a lot of teams have.
Yeah, 28. Yeah, I mean, they scored 35 against Anniston, 29 against Montgomery Catholic. I think their lowest all year was 23 against Montgomery Catholic the first time.
They fought with them
Yeah, they did. And Center didn't have many yards in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, they gained a lot of yards.
Yeah,
Center did. Cherokee County, I'm mad about it, Center.
I think a lot of nerves.
Yeah.
You can tell. I mean, you got to get up 5:30, you go get breakfast, and you go do this, and you go walk around here, and you go see that. It's all very new. You know,
Right.
this is the first long run that this school's made in a while.
Yes, it was.
But now, for this younger
Yes,
cats
13
like
years.
Tristan Brown, for example, and even Jacob, he's got another year. And all the guys, most of the linemen, a lot of those guys are back. You know, and Tay and all them. I mean, this is a good experience for them to
Right.
see.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And like I said on Facebook, it's like being down there and you say, okay, you look around and you see the guys you play and you look them up and down and you go, okay, we didn't win this, but I know what I need to do now. You know, we don't lose, we learn. And I know me and you brought up Coach Wheeler's name. He would have loved to have been there, and he would have been super proud of the guys and Hayden and all the kids that he coached that went through there from Landon and all that group that played. He would have been right down in the bushes screaming.
Yeah.
He would have been right in the middle of it, and I'd have been right there with him hollering too. I love all the boys, and we've known them for a long, long time. And, you know, they're just big. Andalusia's got some
Yeah,
dudes,
their
man.
backs were big.
Duran, Cricket,
Oh yeah,
Crittenden. I can't say it.
What? Well, let me just briefly and we can get back talking on the game. Crittenden had 246 yards rushing. Lathorpe, the quarterback, threw for 107. They didn't throw a whole lot. Denson, who I thought was very good,
Yeah.
their receiver, had 106 yards. They had 379 total. Hopper threw for 101. Corneo had 87. Center had 214 total.
Yeah. By the way, I did have some comments from.
But most of that 200 was in the second. A lot of it was in the second.
I had some comments about asking me who was number 20.
Yeah. He made 11
I
tackles.
said, well, that's Tristan Brown. He said, well, he'll be a good senior to have back next year. I said, no, he'll be a junior next year. Oh. Yeah. So he's got 2 more years.
Yeah.
So that's good for Tristan to, you know, and I told him, said, hey, you know, as long as you keep doing what you're doing, everything will take care of itself.
Right.
Do your schoolwork right now. Work out every day. Stay with Coach Kelly. Do what he needs you to do. And mind your mom and daddy and eat your vitamins, say your prayers, and just, you know, the basic things. So, I mean, I don't know why this team couldn't repeat to be back in a semi game next year.
I would think. Yeah, definitely.
They're going to have to beat probably Anianas and Etowah. They're going to be, Coach Glover's going to keep digging and putting stuff together.
Which Andalusia will be good. Got their quarterback back, got the running back, Burnett, back. And they've got a freshman that can fly, number 31. Jones, wasn't it?
Was it?
Zay Jones? I thought it might not have been Zay Jones. But,
No, that was ours.
that was Isaiah Jones. But I thought he looked very good. So they'll still have that 2 running back combo plus a good quarterback. I thought he was a good quarterback.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
They just didn't use him a lot. I don't think he ran it any. They mostly just ran Crittenden, and the other guy just came in when he was hurt.
Yeah, if he hurt his shoulder a time or two. Now, you know, those first few plays, and Jacob and Tristan squared up with him in the hole, and
he was huge,
big
guy,
and I think Jacob wound up with, not officially, we just kind of
about a dozen tackles.
He had 15 tackles probably.
Yeah.
Tristan had 10 or 11.
Right.
And Hayden had that pick, man, and he had it up on his shoulder, and as he rolled over, it touched the ground, but I don't think it helped him control. I didn't like the call, really. And the instant replay, it slows the game down.
Right.
We do it in college, and I know it's cool, you know, for the kids, whatever, feel like. And if it goes your way, you like it, and then when you don't, you don't.
Yeah. Turning point, a big turning point.
I didn't like the most bothersome thing of the day was the PI call early.
I didn't like it. Of course, they didn't score on that drive, but I didn't like it.
He just put his hands up, he actually touched the ball first before it was Malachi knocked it out.
Yes.
That's not it's a free ball. That ball is in the air, it's anybody's. Now you can't grab his arms and you can't contend from him to catch the ball.
Right.
And he can't you either. Mm-hmm. So it's anybody's ball, and if they're both for the ball and he hit his hand and Kyle just knocked it out.
Yeah, I didn't care for that, but luckily they didn't score on that drive. But I thought the play of the game was the punt that went down at the 3.
Oh man, that was the play of the game. The most negative play of the game.
Then
they
hard to call plays from the 3,
and they're outweighing guys by 70, 80 pounds
And
up front.
I think Cherokee County got out to about the 9, but you still had the
I'd punt out of the end zone.
punter punting out of the end zone.
And
And he
punted
got
down
to
to
40.
down to 30 or something, yeah.
Yeah, but, you don't want to give nobody a short fit. That seemed to be the turning point.
Yeah, put them in a bad spot.
Yeah. And, that's special teams. That's just their punter's job. I mean, who knows? It probably went 50-something yards.
And that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And, I don't hold nothing. I think they played about as good as you expect to play. They just,
I did not think they played bad.
just outmanned, too. 25 more players.
Yeah.
But like I said, and we're not making excuses. Andalusia's a good football team. And they had some big boys, and they had more kids. They're what I was told from a source was they were 7 players short of being 5A.
7? Wow.
Yeah. So probably 100 more kids in the school.
Yeah.
At Andalusia than at Cherokee County. And from what also, I think that our center bunch was the only real county school even in it.
Right.
I mean, you had Piedmont with city school, and Fife and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they come up a little short.
Great year.
I think they'll
12-3. You lose to Fort Payne. You lose right at the end of one ball game, and you lose in the state championship. So I would chalk that up to a pretty good season.
14-7 at the half. Mm-hmm. We thought,
and had a chance to make, which it was a long field goal. Now I'm not getting on the kid for missing it, but there was a chance to make it 14-10.
Yeah.
I think it was about a 42 or 43.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not many high schoolers make those, but another chance to make it a little closer.
Yeah.
And it was a closer game than people thought. And, that interception, let's just say it made that field goal, it had been 14-10. And then Wheeler gets that interception at the 25.
Yeah, what if they score?
You could possibly at least a 14-14 ball game.
Yep.
And it could have changed some things.
Well,
But their offensive line was, I just keep hearing about this number 73. I watch the backs when I watch a game. I don't watch the line. But a lot of guys watch the line.
I do.
And
he was watching.
73 was amazing.
He was watching people. He would take out sometimes 2 guys.
How big was he?
Yeah, there's 6'5", 300s,
Right,
290s.
yeah.
When you got a guy by 100 pounds, 100 pounds is a lot of difference. When a 17, 18-year-old kid, you're only 100 pounds is dead body weight. Is more.
Well, technique don't even come into play when you're outweighed that much.
Not that much.
No.
Not 100 pounds.
No.
Now, if you're faster and you're slick or something, you could kind of squirt between them like Nick used to do.
Mm-hmm.
You could just slide between there. But the guy right next to him was just as big as him, and the guy next to him was,
Well, they had some playmakers. They throw a hitch out. The quarterback,
his release was very fast.
Very fast, and they throw it out to Denson, and he scores a touchdown for 40 yards. Just moves. Moves this way, cuts back this way. It was just very impressive. When you got guys that can do that, and Center hasn't had that done to them.
No, they've not. They hadn't met that team's more built to play. And Aniston had them beat.
Yeah.
Aniston.
I bet Aniston's sick.
Yeah, because Aniston, they match up with them, their line. And that's where football starts up front.
Right.
And we'll move on from them and go. We'll go down the line, start at the bottom with 1A. Pickens County always wins the North, and the South always seems to wind up winning.
Right, wind up.
That's,
Leroy 42-20. I asked somebody what Leroy did, and they said whatever they wanted to. I think, and they agreed that they were the best team in the state by far.
I watched most of that game, and it just was what it was from start to finish. Pickens has guys that are speed. Merriweather does his thing. Congrats to him on having a great season. But,
Now, Pickens County did have some drives, didn't they? Some decent drives.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Had a couple.
But Leroy, obviously, just better. They were just better. It wasn't a lack of...
No, they're just better.
Playing bad. They were just better.
And moving up 2A, Coach Benefield gets his sixth.
Now, I will say in that ball game, Matt...
the first quarter was really interesting. We stayed for a little while.
B.B. Comer shot themselves in the foot more than once.
4 turnovers.
Right, back to back to back. And the thing, though, is Fife capitalized on every one of them.
Yep, that's what a good football team does. That's what you
Every
do.
one of them.
Turn the ball over. They scored. That's how you win state championships, and that's just what Coach Benefield's good at.
We got our field reporter here. We had an interception, 2 fumbles, and an onside kick. Well, I wouldn't call that a turnover, but basically it is. I mean,
Yeah.
But they had a stud, and the Kamari Harris.
Wow, what a guy!
Oh, he's good.
Well, how many? He had like 20 tackles.
Yeah, 15 and 180 yards.
I'm telling you guys, to see him down there like with his helmet off and stuff, he looked like a 23-year-old man. That's looked like he's lining up and playing for Alabama State right now. Like he could walk up to Alabama State and put on their jersey and just go play.
Just play right now.
JSU, whatever, and play right now.
I'd say he's a big time prospect.
Not even work out. Don't have to talk to the coach.
Does he have another year? He does, don't
Just keep him to play. Tell him where to go.
He was great. I thought he was fantastic.
Yep.
But Hicks on the other side for 235 yards on 45 carries.
Yeah, and he had his shoulder been separated all week.
So what y'all don't realize is they had an 1,800-yard rusher that they played without.
Now, that's the thing, and me and Bo talked about that a little on that first play, because I thought, I told him, I said, that first play when Harris broke it, I could see Caleb running him down and tackling him. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, you could see Anderson running him down. And
Yes.
But without him, that play broke.
Right.
Yeah, and I think if he's back there, he's coming downhill, and he's coming with like a train. And I don't know if he weighs 200 pounds.
Fife held on, and like I said, they capitalized, and I think they had most of their rushing yards in the second half. Said he had 158 in the second half. Mm-hmm. And, of course, Harrison in 180. Fife outgained them 335 to 314. It was a tough game. Fife had to fight.
The first half, it was, and then they just keep doing what they do. And the staff and Coach Benefield do a good job. And they just impose their will. They just keep bending you until finally you go, okay, I've had enough. Will you stop?
Yeah, at first they were stopping them in the hole, 1 yard, 2 yard. And then as it got later in the half, we noticed that it's 5, 6 yards, 8 yards. And the second half sounds like they really turned it up. 158 yards and a half's a lot.
So they were the first team, the 2A, they brought home a blue map to the north. And BB Comer takes home the red. Now, 3A, I watched it on the tube the day before. Piedmont played St. James. St. James was favored in this game. And, but we just said that I'm just not picking against Coach Smith and Blanchard.
Jack Hayes, yeah.
And Jack's, he's the other coach on the field.
Oh, yeah.
He can see things and do things. And the kid just is nothing but he's just tough. I mean, he just ain't gonna quit. You know. I mean, I like watching. There's not a lot of kids like him.
No, at one time this was a 3-point game, 31-28. Mm-hmm. But the quarterback for
he's good.
St. James, 350 yards.
He was their MVP.
And they had 450 total. Piedmont finished with 300. Hayes had 214 on the ground.
Yeah, he left it. You always tell the kids, hey, no regrets. Leave it all on the field. It's your last game. You're going to play football. He's going to play baseball.
Right.
Just leave it all on the field. There's no doubt. Nobody from anybody that was in the stands or watched on TV could say, Jack Hayes, did he finish the game with all his heart? And nobody's going to say, I don't know if he'd give everything he had. He was literally bleeding. They had to wrap his hand up. He cut his hand. I mean, him and Hicks, they're like, they're just tough kids, and they really love their school. And they're proud of what they do.
I saw where Jack finished with 15,100 yards in his career. 103. Bun, if you're watching, tell me if I'm wrong on that. But I think it was like 11,000 passing, 4,000 rushing.
And not meaning to jump too far ahead, but
that's pretty good.
The 7A kid.
From Thompson. Oh, yeah, the 8th grader.
He'll be challenging those records, I think, one day.
I would think. I mean, my gosh, 8th grader.
Yeah.
I think Jack started one game in the 8th grade.
Right.
But I did not know that till the other day. I didn't know. I didn't think I thought he just played the 4. But he didn't play much when he was an 8th grader. But this guy ended up throwing for 1,500 yards into an 8th grader.
He threw 7 touchdowns in a junior high game back there in the year.
Oh, I wouldn't want to see him in a junior high game.
And I mean, his parents have to bring him to school. He goes to school at the middle school.
Right. They had to bring him to practice. He looked like a kid, too.
I know. My Sylvia walked in there, and while I was watching it, and they had his little picture on the bottom, she said, "Who's that child? That little baby?"
Yeah, it was different. Like Harris and Crittenden looked like grown men.
Yeah, 25. They could. Most anybody guess them, but they wouldn't have. If I was working a convenience store, and they come in with a sack,
wouldn't card 'em.
a 6-pack, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I just don't look like they look like men.
Yeah, and, who was the other one that looks like a man? I don't know what them two. There was another one I saw on there.
Yeah, we'll go to the next one in 5A. Ramsey Ashford. He looked like a grown guy.
Yes, he looks like a grown man.
I mean, he's just ready to play.
What do you have, over 200 in that
Almost
game?
300 yards rushing.
Yeah.
Had a state record, 5A rushing, some kind of record that he broke too.
Like 294 or something like that.
Yeah. Ramsey looked good. I picked them to win it. I think they're a good football team. Now, 6A, we were leaving as Mountain Brook, Saraland people were coming in. I thought Mountain Brook probably had a chance.
Everybody had Mountain Brook picked.
Dean, like Saraland, said there's no way. They're destroying people. Like, and the teams they've beat, they're really good.
Yeah.
And I'd heard Coach Glover talk about how Mountain Brook lines up, all the movement, they're just so hard to prepare for. Obviously, that didn't matter to Saraland.
Well, there's a guy that plays for Saraland named Ryan Williams. He's a D1, but he's just a sophomore. But he had 272 yards all-purpose in the game. 188 rushing.
No,
He's not even a running back, Matt. He's their slot. And his stats are ridiculous. 700 yards rushing, 1,600 receiving.
So I'll have to come back and watch that because we were like on the way, driving, coming home, and we got here and we put it right on the who was playing Friday night. We come in.
That was Saraland. Well, we put it on USC in Utah.
Yeah. And then we watched the end of Cedartown. And
Yes, we got the very end when they were pretty much sitting. All they had to do was get a first.
the game kind of ended on a face mask.
It did. They face masked. They could have got the ball back.
Yes, could have got the ball on face mask.
Face mask
First
on
down, second
diamond.
I was like, well, all right, we'll turn it back over there and watch it in a second. So that was kind of, and then 7A, of course, Thompson does what they do.
Oh, wow.
I don't know who's going to beat them. No. Some small college or some Georgia team. Buford, had beat them back in the year. But, I thought Buford had more kids. They don't. Buford has, I think, actually had 200 less kids than Thompson. I didn't know that. But Buford gets put out by Walton anyway.
Yeah, that's some tough. That's almost ridiculous how hard it is over there.
It's small school. It's small town. It's big.
No, they're huge.
It's not like Galesville. Like there's this little school there, and you got a nice rural area. Like they have more kids in
Cedartown would probably be a 7A here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know they would.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. Chattooga would be a 6 or a 5.
Yes, because I think Cedartown's like 2,000 students.
Yeah.
So that matches with
7A, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Rockmart, 7A.
Tom's Hoover and all them, they're 1,500, 2,000,
Cartersville, 9A.
Vestavia Hills. Now, the big one is Mill Creek. They're 3,500 students. 35. 3,500.
3,500. Wow.
Like Gills will have, and Cedar Bluff will have 700 kids K through 12. Well, they'll have 700 kids in a freshman class.
Well, a lot of people are like, the teams from over here could never play over there. Well, they probably could if you stuck them in their class. I mean, yeah, Cedartown would dominate 4A here. But they're not a 4A school. They're a 7A.
Yeah, they match to play Thompson and Auburn and
you're like,
Vestavia Hills.
Well, Cherokee County couldn't never win over there. Well, they'd be a
they're not
1A.
supposed to.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah, they could win who they're playing. Like the teams they did play. Like the Trines or, whatever.
Well, they did. They beat them both.
Right. That's comparable.
Yeah.
You got to do apples and oranges.
Yeah, you can't just say, well, Center's 4A would never come. No, they wouldn't win 4A in Georgia. Coach Kelly knows this.
Yeah, coach there, played there.
But they also wouldn't have to. Y'all got to understand, they wouldn't have to play 4A. They would play 1A.
Yes, and they would be very good.
Yes.
They compete and be in the playoffs and make good runs and be just normal as anybody. It's the class sizes, okay? And like we're saying, like Mill Creek will have their freshman class is as big as Cedar Bluff.
Yes.
Okay, so if you have a freshman class to hold the
Cedar
size,
Bluff school, K through 12.
and they're all freshmen, and go pick you some starting tailbacks and receivers.
Yeah, you're going to have a few.
Well, you'd probably be pretty good because you got 700 kids to pick from. Now we're going to
Yeah.
say, let's say 300 is girls, so you got 400 boys to pick from. You say 100 of them's in the band, 150, that leaves 200. So you got 250 kids.
And, you got a 75 that's not playing. Yeah. 100.
Some that don't care nothing about it. It may be soccer or they're into other stuff, play music. And
More than likely, out of those
150
100,
kids.
7 of them's going to be able to play.
You have 150 boys to pick from, and 10 of those are really good.
Yeah.
And then during the summer workouts, you whittle down to 5. That's just freshmen.
That's just freshmen. Yeah. And they're in the state championship.
5 good freshmen. So, anyway.
Then you got those role players. You got 8 of them.
And then you got 10, 11, 12th grade.
Yeah. So you got 60 kids.
And they dress 100, 110.
Yeah.
All right, high school. That'll be about it for that.
That's it for the high school, right?
2 for Cedartown is a load to tackle. Oh, yeah.
Is that Gardner?
Yeah.
I mean, they've got 1 million.
Yeah, I think so. Well,
They got Gardner, Hargrove, Diamond.
I think it's Hargrove.
Hargrove. Now, Hargrove and Diamond play both ways.
Yeah. 2, 5, and 7A. Congrats on the blue maps, bringing them back to the north.
Yeah.
And everybody else, well, y'all figure it out. It's going to be all right. I'd like to see next year outlook. Hey, I don't know, maybe. Coach Christian Spring Garden probably be another matchup somewhere to see in a semi game to see who goes in.
Could be. Definitely.
We like those matchups again. 2A. I'm just gonna assume that 5 makes another good run. That Pisgah,
I would think.
Pisgah's
they've got Anderson back.
Yeah, Pisgah will be in there. They'll be kicking around, making some stink. And 3A, Coach Smith, he's gonna have some football teams. They're gonna play good. Let's see here. What about
Just a second. I got to.
St. James, with them going down there and winning it, that's not going to be a bad outlook for them. Around here, hey, look for Geraldine to, make a stand, make a good run at next year. Mars Hill's going to be back in it.
Sylvania.
Gordo, can't count them out.
No. I don't know what Geraldine and them have coming back. Piedmont will be good again. A lot of those receivers are back for them. Bethel, who's over 1,000-yard receivers, back.
Dadeville and Thomasville and all them. For 4A, it's going to be a lot of the rinse, wash, and repeat. You're going to look for Anistons and Montgomery Catholics.
I know they lost Sandlin, but Aniston playing very good now.
Yep, 5A. Pleasant Grove, Ramsey.
Pleasant Grove's usually got a good squad.
They had a good team. And 1A, we done said we'd like, Maplesville and Leroy, they're always contenders.
Yes.
And then teams around here, Marion County, Pickens County is always going to be in there.
Oh, yeah.
We look for Coosa and Pickens or Spring Garden. Some of those guys they'll be back in there kicking again next year.
I think Valley Head will be good, but Valley Head lost a lot.
Yeah, they did.
They lost 4,000 yards of rushing. You don't just replace that in a week.
No.
Not 40,
Yeah,
4,400 yards.
Ian's little brother, number 12 for Cedartown, was impressive also. I bet he made 30 tackles.
It's got to be that Barrow. They've got a guy, Dennis, that's...
No, that's Aaron.
Oh, Aaron. They've got a guy that has made 174 tackles in 14 ball games. He averages 12.6 a game. Lynn Honeycutt says he's one of the best he's ever seen.
LeBarrow.
Barrow, yeah.
Barrow. Gotcha.
Barrow.
Maybe I'll get to see him Friday.
Eddie Barrow. Not Eddie Bauer, guys. Eddie Barrow.
Maybe he's coming to Alabama. We need some tacklers.
Yeah, he has 174, and second on the team has 62. That's how all. And Honeycutt backed it up. He said this dude is all over the place, and he only plays defense.
That helps. Yeah, if things would have worked out at
400 in his career
at a school over here that I know. If they wouldn't have had a kid would have left, it have left one of their tailbacks to not have to play defense probably, or probably not as much at all. That helps. When your tailback just has to run the ball.
Right.
You don't have to try to make 10, 12 tackles a game.
Yes.
But it just didn't work out that way, and it is what it is. So, Dean, Bama didn't make it in. I'm mad. Cut this thing off. I'm sick of it. You see that clip I put
You
up?
handled it good.
You see that clip I put up?
No, Is it a good one?
Yeah, I shared a clip on there
Was you letting them have it?
Yeah, I'm tired of it, man. Let me just.
He's not real upset over it, really. Yeah, let's see this clip.
Let's see. I probably won't everybody get on it. No. Tell us about who's your first game? What are you?
Oh, all right. Well, I just did this. Let's start out with the first game of the day. Kansas State and TCU. This was an amazing game. I mean, what do you think about?
Yeah, Duggan, 250
What do you
yards
think
throwing.
about Duggan? 360 yards of offense, and then to be pretty much carted off the field. But I'm telling you, Matt, K-State just Deuce Vaughn had 130 yards rushing. Howard had 200 passing. The goal line stand.
404 total yards for K-State, 200 passing.
470 for
469.
TCU. What did you think about the game? I felt like me and Daddy watched most of it together. I thought K-State looked more polished, but TCU really came back.
Yeah, they were. TCU just seemed nervous and come out and just flopped around there and fiddle farted around, and it just finally kind of caught up with them.
Yeah.
And getting overtime, I did not like the calls. I didn't like the play call, but then the play where he scored and they said he didn't, that was terrible.
Did you think he scored?
Yes, he scored.
Well, the guy on the thing was saying he scored.
Yeah, that's not
According to what I saw, he scored.
A bad call cost TCU, but it didn't cost them the playoff spots, though. But it cost them their conference championship.
But they were on 8 inches away, they said. 8 inches.
When the guy dives in and waves the ball over the goal line.
He wasn't down. They said his elbow might have been, but I'm telling you, even the guys.
I mean, the one from above, and he's laying on top of the players.
Even the expert.
Not the one where Duggan fell. This where the tailback was reaching back.
Oh, I was talking about when Duggan fell.
No, the one where the tailback was reaching over.
And Herb Street said he fumbled.
And he got the bat. It already passed the goal line.
It looked to me like it broke the plane.
Way before. Nearly the whole ball was over the whole line. So, just more bad refs.
He stretched it out, and then they caused a fumble, but Herb
his already
Street,
touchdown didn't matter.
Yeah, I know, but Herb Street kept going, that's a fumble. And I'm like,
no,
Kurt, they didn't call it.
It's not a fumble, it's dead. It's a touchdown. That's where it is, stupid.
But then he got it.
But he's stupid, man. The refs blew it. But
that would have been 34-20, 35-28 right there.
Yeah. This looks kind of like they nearly did it on purpose, just for ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't get in either play. Now, there was some, not controversy, but a little.
No, he was on top of the guy. I mean, it was over the line.
It looked like it broke it to me,
Yeah.
Dennis. I don't,
Yeah, it wouldn't even, it wouldn't even, I don't even know what they was even looking at. Like, there's some of those replays in there, these other games, like, some calls are close, but, that one, I'm like, it's making, I'm already kind of a little aggravated about college football anyway because of the tackling stuff, the targeting.
They're kind of getting away from that a little bit, aren't they? That seemed to have been as bad.
That's deterred me over the years from college, and it just really aggravates me a lot. And then just the constant replay, every play, and there's some of them are like, well, what? I mean, there's a ref standing right in front of some guy, stands 2 feet on the sideline. We're going to have to review that.
Yeah.
Just didn't fire all the refs. Stop paying them all this money. Stop playing the goal line from the overhead. I could.
I
mean, it was on. It was down both sides, and you could see the guy. And then
you're talking about on the third down play.
He was above him, and he just takes the ball and he waves it.
Yes.
And the line is like over here, and it's that thick, and the ball is like this far.
Yeah.
Over in the white. I don't even know why they replayed. I think it was just a waste of time, but they blew it like usual. I mean, the refs have blown a lot of calls this year. I just don't.
And then TCU just.
Yeah.
Well, I just heard the announcer saying that they should have given it to Duggan again.
Yeah.
Duggan should have kept it.
Bad play call by the coach. Overthought it.
Not many bad play calls by him at all.
No, not at all. Just overthought it. A lot of coaches do that. They get in those situations and you try to get fancy, you try to think too much, and just the old boy was giving his guts. He poured them out on the field.
Oh, my God.
I like him.
Literally.
Heisman contender. I mean, I like his story. I like how he plays. I don't care for Williams' attitude. Writing cuss words on his fingernails about the other team. That's child. What are we playing, 6th grade football? You're representing more than just your school. You're representing the nation in college football.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, you want to elect a guy that writes cuss words on this. What a great
How
role
in the
model.
world did the
Great
camera
role model.
just
You can see it
zoom in
when
on
he's
it?
holding the ball, and it says FUCKUTAH.
Wow.
What a great role model you are, Caleb. What a good thing you're doing. But when you live out there in Wacko Land, California, I mean, what do you expect?
That's
They're all a bunch of
nice. I didn't know
wackos.
that. That might cost him. But it's going to come down between him and
No, it
Duggan.
won't. They celebrate that kind of stuff now.
No, I'm talking about the Heisman.
I know. They celebrate that kind of stuff. People ain't got no guts to say what's right and wrong anymore. I don't. Why would you do that? I mean, if you're in middle school, you go, well, they're kind of crazy. I was a crazy kid, too.
Williams' fingernails.
That was like something that I would do. And he's like, well, you can't judge anybody. Well, I can judge accordingly, considered that I would have done the same thing. But I'm not up for a Heisman. I'm not the best quarterback in the nation. I think it's tacky. And you got a lot of little guys looking up to you, Caleb. So let's just clean up that nasty stuff. But the most important, not the most important, but the best game of the day for me probably was UCF and Tulane for the AAC Conference Championship. 45-28, Tulane does win the Green Wave.
Wow.
They kept blowing that barge horn.
11-2.
They kept blowing that horn. 650 total yards, 400 passing.
Gosh.
Pratt had 400 yards passing, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Spears ran the ball for over 200 yards. Their defense, man.
650.
The Williams and the Hodges guy, you just have to go watch. You just have to watch them play. Their uniforms look sharp, man. Tulane look good. That blue uniform, kind of like to match the water, I guess.
Right.
They look good. They played good. Plumlee, he played okay. 21 for 39. He had over 209. I knew he had about 200 passing.
Yeah.
He had a touchdown. Hudson was their guy. He had a couple of touchdowns.
You know he's from Troup County, don't you?
Hudson?
Yeah.
They got the best high school band in the country.
Kobe Hudson.
Their band's fantastic.
What did he do yesterday?
100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Run receiving?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a stud.
The White and the White's kid went way over 100 yards receiving. One had a touchdown. White had 2 touchdowns for Tulane. They had the ball for only 23 minutes, and UCF had it for 34 minutes. So Gus controlled the time that he wanted the ball, and they just couldn't. That Tulane defense, man.
Tulane's good. Good team.
They would be your 12. They would be your non-power 5 team to get in the bottom, so they would play 5. So if we're playing 12-team playoff tomorrow, Bama plays Tulane. And Bama by Massey, Bama's favored by 18.
18 over Tulane. I would think so.
Yeah.
That
would be I thought that was
So if they start tomorrow 5 and 12.
Yep, 5 play 12.
Well, that would be a fun
1
thing to do.
1 through 4 would be off. And then 6, which was Tennessee,
would play
11.
Who was 11? I don't know either. I mean, you tend to get caught up in the top 4.
Yeah, 11 would probably be.
Would it be Utah?
I think they may be a little higher because they won.
Yeah, they've had a good year.
They'd be up there like 7 or 8 with Clemson probably.
Did Kansas State jump up to 6? Or are they 7?
No, Tennessee 6.
Oh, yeah, Tennessee 6. Kansas State may be 7. Penn State's still high, too, right?
That may be who they would line up. If we're playing 12-team, me and Benton's been breaking it down the past 2 weeks, and thank y'all guys for coming by and
look at it.
and playing the 12-team playoff with us. We like a lot of those matchups. Who's your?
Let me see.
What was your next favorite game of the day?
Oh, the next favorite. Well, hold it. Michigan 43-22. This was close for a while. Purdue's quarterback O'Connell threw for 600. Not 600.
McCarthy?
No, Purdue's quarterback.
Oh, O'Connor, yeah.
366 yards, but Michigan, this Donovan Edwards, who's filling in for Blake Coral, 185 yards, man. He's had 400 yards in 2 weeks against Ohio State and Michigan. And you know what this reminds me of? Do you remember about 8 years ago when Ohio State had a decent back? He'd done pretty well, and then you just started ripping people apart come playoff time. His name was Ezekiel Elliott, and he led them on to a championship. I mean, and rushed for 200 yards against Alabama, 200 against Oregon, 200 against Wisconsin. I mean, this guy's ripping and roaring. I mean, he's...
Yeah, Edwards, well, McCarthy had 3 touchdowns and a pick, so he's doing his job. Though,
right.
11, 12 passes or so. But now Edwards looked him up before the show.
Yeah.
He played at this West Bloomingfield High School in New York and led them to a state championship. And he was Detroit News press conference All-American running back.
Yeah.
So this is, I know we don't know, because people don't study running backs up north. But so, go in there and dig a little bit of him right now. He's on 872 for the year with 7 touchdowns. And
And Coral may be back by the time they go bowling.
No, they said he was seasoned.
He's done.
Yeah, ended. Yeah, he had knee surgery. He'll be 6 weeks.
So he probably won't even.
It'll be January before he'd even be able to run.
Okay. See, they talked like Thursday. They were like, Coral's got to play Saturday. He has to play Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But great year for him. He ended up with 1,300 or 1,400 yards. But looks like he has a worthy backup.
Yeah.
872 yards.
McCoby, the freshman from Indiana that ran for Purdue, he only had 71 yards. This kid, he's from Indiana. And I looked up a little bit on him. He played a little small high school up there. He's pretty good. Now, he didn't have a lot of yards, but he's played Michigan. And their defense, they're 4 or 5 in about everything.
Yeah, I think Michigan, he did it a week. Yes, he rushed for 217 against Ohio State. He's really who broke their back.
Yeah.
Yeah, McCarthy threw some touchdowns early. It was still close, but he said K-State is 9. But Edwards just come in there in that fourth quarter. I told Matt, I said, Michigan has 5 yards rushing. They finished with 2. This was that third quarter. And by the time I get from here to Hoax Bluff, they've got 260.
The Jones kid, receiver for Purdue, 160 yards.
Want to catch 14 passes?
Yeah. In the Sheffield, he's from Thompson Station, Tennessee. Thought that was kind of interesting.
How'd he do?
Yeah. Had over 100 yards.
He's good.
Yeah.
I've seen him play before.
Let's see. Trace and Downing. Purdue's got some players, and they're going to match up with LSU.
LSU, that'd be a good game.
Yeah, we're fixing to go through some of those bowl games here.
Yeah.
What was your other game?
Clemson, 39-10, Matt. They did what you've been calling for them to do for a while, and that was, and I don't know if they benched him or if he got hurt, but Uyunglele came out. Klubnik comes in, throws for 270.
That's what they should have been doing.
It was a close game. And he comes in, and it's 39-10.
Yeah. Utah Thursday night game, watched that, 47-24. Cam, 22 for 34, 310, 3 touchdowns.
I think he needs to get invited to that.
Yeah, 533 total yards of offense. Wow. And Caleb Williams, 363, 3 touchdowns and a pick. They had 419 total. So they kind of just take care of business. Win the Pac-12 again, and that was my games were Michigan and Purdue and UCF and Tulane. That's all. And TCU. That's
we got one more big one to talk about.
I didn't even watch.
Did you think that was
a quarter and a half?
Georgia seemed to pretty much dominate it. And I know that LSU had 559 yards.
Nussmeier set an ACC game record.
Nussmeier come in and threw for 294. Daniels threw for 208. Bennett, 4 touchdowns, 274 yards. He threw mostly to McConkey and Bowers. 270, 113 rushing for Milton. But I thought the play of the game was the first touchdown when LSU got their field goal blocked and the guy run it back 95 yards.
Yeah,
and then LSU comes back and ties, but
still,
that was a big play.
That set the tone for the game.
Yeah, 95 yards. And then like nobody on the field except for him. That was Christopher Smith from Mayfield Charter. And
that kind of set the tone for the game.
And that was just after that. And then 35-7 before you know it.
I do worry a little bit because I told Benton, I said, I'm a little concerned. I know Stetson threw 4 touchdowns. I think Todd done that on purpose to get some light pressure off of Stetson going in because everybody said all year long, he just don't throw for touchdowns.
Right.
He don't, and he hasn't. And all the yards that he has are yards thrown on screens and bubbles and little small slants. And
he seemed to go downfield yesterday.
They run the ball after they catch it for yards. Like with Bowers and McConkey, they better hope he's okay. He's hurt.
5 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown yesterday.
Sprained his knee.
50 catches on the year.
If he don't come back in
for 700 yards, I
don't.
Now Benton, tell me if I'm wrong. McConkey was not supposed to have been. Is Benton watching? I don't think McConkey was supposed to have been as good as he has been.
Good Lord, man. He
50 catches for 700 yards.
he was some little old kid from middle of nowhere. Played quarterback at a little high school.
And they said he was a good one.
Yeah, I bet.
But, I don't think nobody expected him to be an elite player for Georgia.
No, it worries me a little bit, Georgia giving up them kind of yards.
That was a lot of yards.
Because Ohio State is better.
Ohio State's better than LSU.
Better than LSU. So
somebody asked me today, do I really think Ohio State could beat LSU? I don't even know what to say. Well, yeah.
Yeah, they've been ranked as number one.
Yeah, I think so. Now, Ohio State, Tennessee, I don't know. With Hooker.
Yeah.
Without Hooker, yeah, Ohio State.
Yeah. Now, if they didn't, if Hooker plays,
I don't know.
it'd be a good game.
Good game.
Bowl games. Let's just kind of trolley down through here some teams we may know. Y'all can look at it as we go along right here. Okay, UAB played Miami of Ohio in the Bahama Bowl. The Bacardi Bowl was the first bowl game that.
Wait just a second. Who is this?
That
Something
Auburn
about our shelves.
that Auburn played in. All right, the Cure Bowl. Let's see, Troy and plays UTSA.
Brad Weaver texted me.
What's up, Brad? Cincinnati versus Louisville. And
Thank you. He said thank you for the coverage.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, we love the guys. We're excited.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. That was
Cincinnati Louisville will be a good game. I'm just looking here real quick.
We're not picking yet.
The Celebration Bowl, Jackson State versus North Carolina Central. 12 o'clock on ABC.
Oh, I thought you was talking to me.
Let's see, SMU. We're just going through some of these, and y'all can go back and look at them later. We're just going to hit the high ones.
Mm-hmm.
Then Oregon State and Florida. I like that. The Las Vegas Bowl, that'll be on.
That's a good matchup. That's on the 17th.
17th.
That's what it said on my.
Yeah, 17th.
That's early for them to be playing.
That's the first games. Yeah, we'll have to. We'll do a pick game one day.
Oregon State, pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out a lot. But I don't think Florida's bad. I thought they did fine this year.
7:30 on ABC, guys. The 17th for our podcast listeners.
Wow.
There's a lot of good games. Liberty versus Toledo. Yeah. That'd be a 7:30 night
Might
game.
be a good game.
The 20th, the 21st, the Wednesday. South Alabama, Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, and the
Western Kentucky's pretty good.
playing South Alabama.
I don't know much about South Alabama.
Missouri gets tight with Wake Forest on the 23rd on
I think that'll be a good
ESPN.
matchup. Is Wake Forest quarterback out?
I don't know.
Hartman. I guess it probably depends.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Missouri's been playing well.
He was out.
Yes.
Houston plays the Raging Cajuns that day.
That'd be a good one.
Now, the Christmas Eve, the Hawaii Bowl, Middle Tennessee State and San Diego State.
I have no idea.
Quick Lane Bowl, Bowling Green versus New Mexico State. Tuesday, the 27th, Memphis and Utah State.
I think Memphis is probably a little better than Utah State, but
I'm
probably
interested
fair.
in that
They usually
Birmingham.
do pretty good.
I'm interested in that one. And it's in Birmingham. It'll be played at UAB down there.
Dennis, I know you're watching. What's been going on with Coastal Carolina?
They're good.
They've been playing great.
They lost late here past week or two.
But they lost some players too, didn't
yeah,
they?
they went down. They got knocked out of the 25, and they just kind of.
Well, I just know Troy beat them bad, and so did James Madison.
But that East Carolina,
I think they lost a lot of players.
we know they're good.
Yes, I'd have to go with lean towards East Carolina.
That'd be a game.
Right now.
We could run down there in an hour and 20 minutes, and tickets won't be
What's the date on it?
25. It's that Tuesday after Thanksgiving, Wednesday
After
Christmas. Yeah, it's weather permitting. That's why we never go. Me and you plan to go like most every year. We'd say, well, we'll go to that game, and then it gets me not 2 or 3 days of it. And high of the day, 36. No, I'm not going.
Well, I went one year with some guys, and one of them got pneumonia. That's how cold it was.
No, I'm not doing it. Duke and UCF, Arkansas, Kansas, and Liberty Bowl. Good matchup.
That's a good matchup.
I'd go with
Very good matchup. I'd lean more towards Arkansas. We'll get into that later. We won't get into our picks.
Ducks and the Tar Heels. I had a quiz question today.
I don't like that matchup.
On the show. The quiz question was the Tulane fighting the big wave. They left the SEC in 1966.
Mm-hmm.
Who was their coach?
Tulane?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
He's still coaching, and he's at a Division I school coaching.
He's still coaching?
Yeah.
Mac Brown?
Yeah.
He was their head coach?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
That was one of his first gigs.
I'll be honest with you, I don't like that matchup for North Carolina. I think that's a little too tall of an order for them to fill.
Yeah, I don't see them winning that one.
Uh-uh.
Bo Nick's healthy.
I like the North Carolina Ole Miss matchup and a Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, Ole Miss.
I mean, I like the Oregon Ole Miss and Texas Tech, North Carolina.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
They should have swapped them.
Yeah.
Pinstripe Bowl, the Golden Gophers and the Syracuse Orangemen. Yeah.
That's good.
Northern teams, they'll play in the Pinstripe Bowl. The Cheez-It Bowl, Florida State and Oklahoma. Very old school game.
I think that'll be a good game.
Those names on a marquee ticket would be a top echelon game.
Oh, yeah.
Not now. They're both not doing
Florida
very
State's
great.
been playing well this year.
I'm interested in how Oklahoma's response.
Oklahoma has responded better late.
We'll see how they do. How they take care of business there.
Be a good game.
5:30 they'll play.
I do think that's a good matchup.
Washington, Texas play the Alamo Bowl.
I think that's a good matchup.
Late. Be late that night on the 29th. Then the Orange Bowl, Friday the 30th. Orange Bowl, Tennessee and Clemson. I do like the game.
That's a very good matchup.
Without Hooker, they're going to have both. It's going to be the battle of the backups.
Klubnik versus Milton, right?
Yep. Friday the 30th.
We think it may be Uiagalelei back.
No time announced. The Wolfpack plays the Maryland Terps. I like a wolf to tear up a turtle. Now, it's hard to tear up a turtle. He's got a big shell.
I like the Wolfpack in there.
But can the wolf, he could drag a turtle off, I guess, and turn him over.
Yeah.
We're going to do it logically, like, what the fighting Wolverines there. UCLA versus Pitt at the Sun Bowl, 2 o'clock, CBS.
I ain't heard a lot out of Pitt this year. Obviously, they're okay. Yeah. They might have. That may be a tall order for them.
That's the best matchup of the day.
I think it's a great matchup.
South Carolina, Notre Dame.
I think it may be the best matchup in the bowl series.
You got 2 top 20 teams.
In Alabama and Kansas State.
At 3:30, good part of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of when you're between naps, you can get up and watch the game after you've eaten some more dressing or whatever, cake, fudge left over for Christmas. Arizona Bowl, Ohio, and Wyoming. Fiesta Bowl, college football. Let's see. Yeah. Michigan, TCU, they play at 4. Michigan, TCU play first, and then Georgia and Ohio State will play later that day.
I'm going to tell you that's going to be a better game than some of y'all are expecting. I don't know where this has come in that TCU's garbage and can't beat nobody. I don't know, but everybody has a right to their own opinion. But
don't be surprised if TCU beats them.
Yeah.
In my gut, I feel Tennessee. I have no idea why. I told Benton today I don't know why, and I don't know. And my gut feeling, I got Michigan winning it this year, beating Georgia.
I feel like Michigan's going to win it.
Why?
I don't know.
Why do we feel that way?
We'll see if it's true.
They may not, and then and then you look how they line up with each other. Man, TCU's playing good.
Yes, TCU's good.
Their defense, can McNamara and them, can they throw the ball? Is that old Edwards, the guy from New York, is he going to be able to run the ball against them?
I don't know. I mean, I think it'll be a good game. But I know I can go on and tell you what's going to happen. If TCU wins, and everybody's just going to say Michigan sucked all along. But if Ohio State beats Georgia, you can't say that.
I don't.
So, I just hope to God we don't get
Ohio State, Michigan.
I hope we don't get an Ohio State.
Michigan Final 2.
Yeah,
championship game. Hey, they've been whining. I said it today. They've been whining all these years. The SEC gets all the unfair treatment. They get everything. And our buddy, it says, well, it's overrated. And they just put them numbers. Well, here's a chance for you big mouth Big Ten to have 2 teams in it.
One of them's favored.
Like Bama and Georgia it has played before. Right? A couple of times, right? Well, this is their chance to do that.
Your nephew said that, well, he's not your nephew, your cousin said Georgia would beat Ohio State by 5 touchdowns.
I don't think he can throw that many touchdowns.
They may beat them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're both good matchups.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be honest. I'm not bad. They're better that Alabama didn't get in.
Iowa, the Hawkeyes versus the Kentucky Bluegrass, 12 o'clock at ABC. The Wildcats scratching and clawing, fighting. I think a Wildcat could kill a bird, the Hawkeye.
I think Kentucky's a little better.
You like the Wildcat?
Yeah.
Now the elephant versus the cougars. Man, a cougar can jump on that, but the elephant's so big. I think he could trunk him and sling him around, or put the tusk in him.
I think that Alabama will win that game, but if you think that that's going to be a 46-6 game, I think
You're crazy.
barking up the wrong tree.
I don't even know if Bryson Anderson is playing. That's a question we won't know. We don't know.
And they may beat them 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't think that'll be a beat
46-16. No, I don't.
Maybe 31-16. Maybe.
I'm gonna say this.
Kansas State's not bad.
I'll say they both score over 21. And I'll just kind of leave it there.
Well, Kansas State's just playing so good right now.
I'm
against
say
everybody.
They both go over 21, and Bama's favored to win.
Yeah,
So
I
that
think
means
Bama's a little better, and I'm not being a homer saying that. I just think they are.
They got better athletes.
Yes.
But whether they show up and got any guts or any kahunas and want to play the game, I don't know. That'll be the Sugar Bowl at 12 o'clock on ESPN. Mississippi State and Illinois, I like that game.
It is a good matchup.
Like that game. 12 o'clock. Citrus Bowl, LSU and Purdue. We talked about that earlier. It's on ABC at 1. Cotton Bowl, USC and Tulane. Wow, what a way for a non-power team to jump in there and get to play a big-time, wow. Congrats to them.
I did not see that.
Went to win the AAC, your non-power 5 program. The non-power 5 gets a bid.
Wow, I did not see
With the
that.
Pac-12 runner-up.
Huh. I went over those too. I did not see that. Wow.
Rose Bowl, of course, Utah, they won. They're going to play, and they'll play the team from the third team from the Big Ten, which is Penn State.
I think that'll be
because Michigan and Ohio State are in the playoffs. And the Rose Bowl said they will be joining the 12-team playoff.
Okay.
They tried to balk and act like they wasn't going to, and pretty much the committee, ESPN, and all them just said, well, that's fine, but we're moving on. So
why
this
would
bus
they
is
try to balk and say they weren't going?
because of the TV times. And they said, well, we can't give you a TV time. We want TV times. You'll tell us when we're playing. We're the granddaddy. We can't give you TV times. We're closing the door on the bus. We're going to move on. Do you want to get on and make some money or not? Because we'll find somebody else to replace it. We really don't care. So they did it. They balked on them. And they come back next day and said, oh, okay, we'll go along. We don't matter what time. He said, we can't give you a time. We don't know what time the Rose Bowl is going to be in 2024. We ain't even sold some of these TV deals yet.
Don't they always just play? I mean, it's going to be a late game for us either way.
It's 5 o'clock. USC, Tulane. I like Tulane to get after Williams.
You think they can upset?
No, I don't think
USC,
they got. They don't have the defensive corners to cover Addison and those guys. Another one.
Yeah, Mario Williams.
Hey,
they've got a bunch.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't.
USC's loaded.
Yeah, who's going to cover them? Then January the 9th will be in, right there you read it, Inglewood. I was right today. I doubted myself, but I told Benton, I said, I think it's in Inglewood, and it is. January the 9th.
I didn't know where it was.
Will be, it's at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. I think that's
Is that where
I think it's the Rams or somebody, or one of the.
I think it's where the Rams and the
Yeah. It's where they played Super Bowl at.
Chargers play. Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, because they've tore down some stuff. And
Yeah.
redid the Raiders Stadium, got tore down. They're in Vegas now. And
Yeah, right.
But anyway, that's kind of that, guys. That's just a look, and we'll have a show when we do.
So we got a first timer in there. TCU's never been, right?
Who's playing these games will make a difference. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Y'all don't go, we go, Alabama will kill Kansas State. Well, if Jordan Battle and Brian Branch and Will Anderson and Gibbs and Bryce Young decide, and Jermaine Burton, which I don't think he's going to, decide not to play, you got a whole different ball game there.
Yeah, they'll get skull drug out there. Bama will get beat pretty bad.
Yeah, you got Milroe and McClellan. If you have to go back to Milroe and McClellan, who are good ball players, but they're not their feature players.
Well, we know what's going to happen.
And I hope that don't happen.
I tell you right now, and I got started on it today a little bit. I didn't get off in it deep.
But I don't know that they'll
about
do that.
Players setting out. I got a little aggravated.
Yeah.
And I ain't had no, I don't know if it's because I just kind of put my foot down pretty quick on it. I ain't had no kickback on that this year.
No.
Nobody said, you're crazy. Let them kids set out if they want to.
Well, they get
shouldn't-
too much. They get taken up for too much anyway.
They shouldn't have to play. Well, they don't.
They don't play the whole year.
Well, they don't. No, they don't have to play, and it is their free right to do whatever they want to go get ready to pros. That's fine. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't think you got any fortitude if you want to hold a remote in your hand and watch your brothers. Could you imagine like all the bleeding, sweat, and tears against that you did with? But
didn't you go home?
Tim Grace and
Albert
McCullough, Eric Horton, and they're all playing their guts out, and they're playing a state championship game against
Not going because I may play intramural flag at Gadsden State.
Dean's probably going to go on and hold punts. He's going to be a punt guy down there at JSU. He's going to skip the game against Cortland
because they don't want to get hurt.
Tim would kill you.
Well, I mean,
if he seen you out,
no,
he would punch you right in the face. Back then, he would. May not now, but Eric would undress you.
Well, yeah,
he would make you feel so bad you want to run off the bridge.
Everything gets taken up for now, and I hate to say this, and I hope it doesn't offend anybody, but thank God I had more people come on there and said Alabama's going because it's all about money. Thank you, committee, for proving to us it's not all about money.
Yeah, no, they can make money. You can make NIL deals. They can go.
No, I'm talking about that said that Alabama was going just because it would make more money. They would pick them over TCU just to make more money. And they didn't. They were saying they would pick Alabama to go play in the Final Four because the ball games would make more money.
Oh, well, yeah, because Bama travels.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
But, you got to do what's right. What's right's right. And taking the top 4 teams that with 1 loss was right, and staying with your team until the end of the year is right.
I done said this, Tim. I've posted it, and I've been on Alabama 24/7 Sports and talked to some fans about it. And I think everybody, I had a guy on today that was from South Alabama somewhere. I appreciated him coming by the show for the first time. And we had it's a good talk. And he's an Alabama fan. And I just said, well, I get that. But, there's a 2 next on the right side of that number. Don't make the game go to overtime against LSU. Make that tackle. He busts loose down the side over there and he squirrels and gets loose and scores. Bust his tail. Don't get out of position. Make the right plays. Be focused. But they're worried about what color their mouthpiece is or if they got the earrings that Nene's bought them or something. That's the problem. It's bullcrap. They need to get focused and get their minds right. And what I just said, quote unquoted? Bo Scarborough, I'm quoting him.
You didn't come up with
No. He was hot.
Yeah. And he actually played in a championship loss.
And I don't think I want to run up on him and tell him he need to mind his business or watch his mouth. Are you kidding me? Bo Scarborough squash anybody down there. He is a big, mean. I've seen him live, foot to foot. I stood behind him, about 5 foot behind him. He's huge. Yeah, he's but that's what his point was. They worried about what color mouthpiece. That mouthpiece that got stuck in their helmets? He said, we all wore the same black Nike shoes and the same white socks because it's not about you. It's about the team.
Oh, I've had kids shut down before. Who's
got the rocks on their... He just undressed them. He said, y'all were worried about the wrong thing. He said, let me get down there. And Greg has kind of held the coaches accountable for this. He said, the kids are focused on the wrong stuff. Reggie Ragland, well, I've been through that before. He went off on them.
I think it's getting worse. Harder to control.
Well, not at Georgia's not.
No.
Catch a plane and go up there at Jackson State University, Deion Sanders. Go in there in that room and look, because I've watched their meetings. Look at the kids. Tell me which kid's got on a pair of earrings or's got a gold necklace on. None. No phones allowed. He told on this interview at Colorado, he said, when I come back, I'm coming back. No phones. He said, bring a phone to the meeting. Wear your earrings in my meeting because it ain't about you. He said, we're building something. Man, I'm so glad to hear there's some people left. I love when Paul Benefield said, well, we don't do all that dancing and singing. We save that till after. I love it. There's still some old school men left in this world. Deion's one of them. He's building men. Coach Benefield's one of them. He's doing it. And the way you do the things right and you're holding kids accountable.
Yeah.
That's important. Deion said it. He said, bring a, he told Colorado, he'd nail them for 5 minutes. He said, bring a cell phone to me and see what happens.
Wow. Probably busted. No, probably wasn't busted. Probably just kick him off the team or suspended.
Yeah, where are you best earrings in the meeting with me? Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, man, that's a problem.
Oh, I've had kids shut down before over a number.
Oh, I heard you.
A number.
I know, but you got to set your foot down. Don't bend on it.
Well, I mean, he played, but I mean, his demeanor was.
Oh well.
Shot over the number.
Well, it's just because they've been told. They ain't never been told no. When they're standing in line at Walmart, Mama, I want it. I want the gummies. And here's what you do. No, buddy, we're not going to get the gummies today, okay? All right, that's enough of that. Now, come on now. Let's go.
He's mad at me. I'm like, dude.
No, I want the gummies, Mama. They said, okay, just get him the gummies so he'll shut up instead of being a parent saying, no, baby, we're not doing that today. Well, why? Well, because I said so.
Yeah.
That's how I did with my son. You know what? Is he a good kid?
Yes.
Ask anybody.
The
kids ain't never told no. Just say no, and you got to whoop them and beat them all the time.
People get mad at the wrong people.
I'll
never forget that. That's been a long time ago. And he's like, well, where is it? The place that makes them don't have it.
Yeah, wherever Adidas or Under Armour, Foot Locker, Russell.
Why? I don't know.
Yeah, we're not talking about it anymore. Conversation's over. Go find something to do. Go shoot some free throws. Let's try to get better today.
Tried to get it. They don't have it.
Yeah.
Get out of my face.
Yeah, we got to move on. That's the problem. Kids ain't told no, and that's why I don't want to hear his conversation about why we should make it. Well, if they want the best teams, and go look at shut up. I don't.
What
want
are
to
you
hear
talking
it.
about?
His speech he gave for trying to get them in. I don't want to hear
He tried to get them in?
Yeah. Because of the points and how they lost the games. And I'm making Bama fans mad right now.
4 ball games.
I'm making Bama fans mad, and that's okay because I'm a fan and I can say what I want to. I'm a fan of the team. They don't deserve to be in. The second place team don't get trophies. I'm not that guy. My kids didn't even get trophies. They had trophies. Hey, go upstairs and get a box that year. Coach Wheeler, they were number 1 and we were 2. I said, no, we'll pass on that one, buddy. We're going to go practice and get better. You know what we did? I didn't get the trophies, and we did come back next year. And we did beat them. We were the only team that beat Coach Wheeler now. The only one.
He was a good one, wasn't he?
Absolutely. Talking about competitive, man. You want to coach to get somebody who brings your competitive juices out? He was the one.
He probably was never nervous much before a game.
I don't know. Probably not. No. No. But that's the second place trophy.
I didn't know Saban did that.
Yeah, go. You can watch it on. You can watch it anywhere. He had a 5-6 minute thing, and he was talking to Greg or
was it very
Herb Street? Yeah, I didn't watch much of it because that made me.
I mean, it probably wasn't as deep.
Oh, it's bleeding heart. It's some bleeding heart stuff.
What did he base it on?
I don't know. I didn't watch all of it. Just their games are lost by less point. Being on the road, losing a close game, and then being on the road and losing in overtime, it's not as significant as getting beat badly at home.
But they got beat by the number 2 team in the country.
But you just lost. You didn't make the plays. You lost. Move on. He's got to fight.
Well, now I heard it.
He's trying to fight because he needs booster money, and his boosters want him to go say that, and he's got to do like all that.
He probably would have took a lot of heat if he hadn't said it. They don't sound like him, though.
Well, he's just trying to fight for his team to get in.
I know, but
it's very split this year. I
think the 2 losses.
70% of fans are like, guys, we won 10 games. We're going to play Kansas State in the Sugar Bowl. What's wrong with the Sugar Bowl? By saying what you're saying to other fans, you're saying that the Sugar Bowl, it sucks. It don't. Sugar Bowl don't suck.
What was that? I'll just be glad when they go to 12. You just have to watch it. All this talk.
Yeah, Bo Scarborough's a grown man. He's trying to hold people accountable, and Mark knows. He knows what I'm talking about. Mark went through it as a kid, and he played over here, and he knows exactly what we're talking about.
Tyler, I don't know what he said. I didn't know, Matt.
Yes. I watched like 30, 40 seconds, and then once he started about, even though...
Yeah, you should be able to find it on YouTube, Tyler.
Yeah, even though, our team's something, I was like, click, I'm not listening to it. I'm just going to sit here and get mad.
That just don't sound like him.
Well, he's taking that for the coaches. Once he started that, the first loss against Tennessee and the post game, I couldn't listen to Gus Malzahn either. I like to listen to all, but when Gus he would never say, all right, this loss is on me. We come out here and then play football good enough today. And, Gus never owned a loss. I don't like that at all. Nick will own it. He'll say, hey, it starts up here. My fault, and I got to go get on coaches' butts, and coaches got to get players. Mm-hmm. he's not holding people accountable. That's where my problem is with him.
Yeah.
And they're going to play Kansas State in the Sugar Bowl, and that's
That's
about
a good
it.
matchup, and we can finish 5th in the country.
Yeah, and we'll catch y'all guys next week. And
Are you going to go over this top 15 basketball?
15.
This,
Yeah.
This will be very brief, guys. Top 15 in basketball as of today. We'll start at 15. 15 is the Auburn Tigers. 14,
15.
Gonzaga. 13, Tennessee. 12, Bama. 11, Arkansas. Number 10 is Indiana. 9, Kansas. Got a few teams here that we ain't heard of in a while in the top 10. 8 is UConn.
They're always good.
7, Creighton.
It's been a while.
Wow.
I think
Baylor.
when we first started the show,
Yeah,
they
they
had
were pretty good.
I remember that year, yeah.
6 is Baylor. 5, Purdue. They got the big man. 7-4, most dominant player in the country right now. 4, Arizona. That's nothing new. 3, Virginia. That's also nothing new. 2, Texas. And number 1, take a guess. This is just brief, guys. The Houston Cougars.
What? North Carolina?
They dropped out of the top 15.
For losing to Bama in that invitational?
They lost again to Indiana.
Ooh.
But here's the thing with North Carolina. Everybody they've lost to is in this top 15. Everybody Gonzaga lost to is probably in this top 15.
Yeah, Bama ain't in there.
No. Yeah, well, Bama's 12.
12.
12.
Kentucky.
No. But they did have a big win today versus Michigan. 2 big games this week, Matt. You got Tennessee and Maryland playing next Sunday. And next Saturday, number 12, well, actually, if this makes sense to you, Arkansas and Alabama are tied for number 11.
And they play next weekend.
Against Houston. Alabama plays Houston. The number 1 team in the country.
Houston. They
Houston
must have some
Cougars.
dudes. They got some.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh, yeah. He can play out there. Yeah.
He did play out there. This is the best they've been since he played out there. If that's a good. But that's it on college basketball.
Yeah.
It'll get rolling pretty good here, probably week after next.
Yeah, around Christmas. I don't get into college basketball till after national championship and Super Bowl.
Right.
Because we'll start bringing up, as it gets close to bowl time, we'll start bringing up some NFL games. You know, we'll start talking about NFL scores a little bit. And of course, we're going to do local. Tuesday, I think I'm going to go to Sand Rock once they play Spring Garden.
Right,
Boys and girls, that'll be. We ain't got to see them play yet.
No, I know Spring Gardens girls are pretty dominant.
Yeah.
And Cedar Bluffs girls have been winning.
Yeah.
I don't know what their record is.
Yeah, they had to jam up, and Miss Amanda went and took pictures for the Alabama.
And I know
Cedar Bluff Gainesville game.
Close game.
Yeah, she's got pictures, and her computer is just plunk, so
Yeah.
she can't get them uploaded. But she had a lot of good pictures, and she can't get them. She can't get them uploaded.
Bowden.
Might have to get the camera over here and upload them.
Brandon had posted something that they played well.
And Kobe had a video.
Cedar Bluff, 55-48, I think. Now Johnny's might be 4-0.
Yes,
starting
he
out.
is
Or
right now.
3-0.
I think it's 4-0.
Did they beat Coosa Christian yesterday?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was 4-0. Is what I seen.
All right.
And the kids at Galesville did some kind of little video.
Yeah, they're doing.
Some kind of little video they did of a,
They're getting better.
like a promo thing of them practicing, and I think he said they did it. He didn't have nothing to do with it, sort of.
Yeah.
It was good. The kids.
He
are
made a good
like,
point that right now with them, it's not about wins and losses. It's just improving and getting to the point where you're competing with people. And
Well,
agree
I
with
like
him.
that speech he made.
Yeah.
He's just like, look, me and you said it when he was,
But they will win some games.
before Kobe was born, we were saying, me and you and Sean used to ride around in cars saying, man, you know what? If you ever coach at Galesville, it's all got to start with the first thing is a parent meeting that you cannot go, let's not go in here with defeated attitude. We're playing Cedar Bluff. Well, I see it. We're not winning this.
Didn't sound like they had
Don't
that.
do that. Just, we got to stop thinking that it's just, and that's what he's trying to do.
Right, right.
It don't matter who we're playing. He's trying to get that faceless opponents thing. He's trying to get that going. And,
Sounds good.
yeah.
I mean, it works.
Tuesday night at Sand Rock, Coach Bates and Coach Blackwell will be hosting Coach Austin, Coach
Very
Hatch.
good.
It's going to be
Coach
kind
who?
of Hatch.
Hatch.
Kind of be kind of weird not seeing him with the boys. I've never not seen him with the boys. Coach Austin,
A
right?
long time. I know Howard used to coach him, but that was, he could tell us 15 years ago, maybe longer.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
I
me.
couldn't coach the girls and the boys varsity. I'd have a heart attack within the first 3
It'd be
weeks from anxiety and just being overloaded. And he's done it for 15 years. So,
Guys, we appreciate y'all. Let's hold you up no longer. Got a long. Yeah. You got what? You got a game tomorrow or practice?
got a game.
Game against Pepperell, Marmurchie.
Marmurchie.
Me.
Marmurchie's supposed to be pretty good this year. Yeah. Supposed to be pretty good. I don't know if they're the Harlem Globetrotters, but they are supposed to be competitive. That's what you want, though. You know.
Yeah, good games.
Sometimes those games where you know you're going to win by 50 can be they don't turn out like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's definitely not the case tomorrow.
Let's get out of here.
All
You ready,
right.
Jack? You ready to go? Huh?
Yeah, Tyler Abernathy. Bo Scarborough plays for Birmingham in the USFL.
Yep.
They won it. He was the most valuable player.
Man, he was good.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have a great week. Carry an umbrella. I don't know. Tomorrow and Tuesday it's gonna rain, so keep your heads clear and your heart full of God. We love you guys, and thank you for stopping by. Go tell a friend about Matt Todd Show.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good week.
See y'all.